So, another Oldhim versus Briar. You just lucked out, eh? Round 6.
Yeah, I got all the good matchups.
Your call on the meta came to fruition, and you got to play against some Briars with your Oldhim deck.
I mean, this is the reason you play the deck.
Yeah,
so you can
capitalize
on that.
And I believe this was Riley is obviously kind of like a brother to Cam, so is this pretty much Cam's spicy build that we're going to see?
You've seen it on the channel already.
Nice.
And seems like a pretty strong list. It's sort of what I'd expect Briar to sort of work towards, I suppose.
Okay.
When the meta starts developing.
Yeah, well, that's a good compliment to Cam. We're going to see a CNC.
Well, Cam likes to
11.
think he's always ahead of the curve, but I feel like
he might be.
At this point he might be.
Nice. Are we going to see a CNC for 11 with Go?
I think we might.
Oh, sweet. All right then, let's do it.
Oh, and I roll a 3. Not
3.
great.
That's not great. More than 3.
It's a lot more.
Some beautiful Dragon Shield sleeves there as well. The adaptation of the Van Gogh. I think it's a Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
Yeah, the Starry Night.
Yeah.
Very nice sleeves. Much more exciting than mine.
So he's chosen to start?
Yeah, he's going first.
Is there a counter on that tunic yet, or?
Not yet. We'll see if the... if he gets there. Don't play things.
I'm loving that aqua t-shirt there as well, of Riley's. It's kind of blending in with the Rosetta Thorn. Sort of matching colours there. Oh, he's done it. Tunic.
Oh, he got to the
Yes.
He got to the pitch step and then remembered.
Oh, he pitched to put a counter on Tunic. Okay. I guess just you're letting him turn 1. 1 and 4. You're like, damn, I can't crown.
I don't think that's too much of a problem at the moment.
Block the arcane and a block for 4. And a defense
and an
react.
ice defense react, so no arsenal.
No arsenal turn 1. That's what I've been waiting for. I don't think it happened in the last game.
No. That is something powerful. You definitely have to watch out for
against
when
Oldhim.
You're playing against Oldhim.
Wow. So perfect block and then a reaction to put his arsenal card on top of his deck. Denying the 5-card hand. Wow. What a start. And that was a Old in the discard, but you've got
it's not going to stay there for very long.
Yeah.
No.
And a turn 1 Channel Lake. Holy moly. Pitching a Channel Lake though, so I guess you're just, like you said, slapping it out.
Yeah, you're never going to... I don't think you ever want to try and save the Frigids. I'm not sure if it's right to do that or not, but I'm pretty sure it's just, in this matchup especially, just play them and it turns off their turn completely pretty much.
Yeah, and you're just surviving, I guess. Nice, so we see a Rattlebones there. Spicy card for sure.
I think it's very powerful, obviously, but it might not be spice. It might just become the next thing that Runeblades will want to play now.
Yeah. Well, it's essentially kind of like getting a free attack back to some degree. That's a tough turn there. Just paying 2 for a non-active Rosetta Thorn.
Yeah. You can't really do much beyond that in the face of Lake Frigid.
So blocking 2 with a non-ice card, so guess we might see a Channel Lake potentially survive another turn. Oh. Oh, looking for the ice, maybe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely want to try and find that second ice card to keep the frigid alive, but it doesn't look like it's happening.
bugger. So Frosty Hammer here. Poor. He's still considering his blocks.
Yeah, always going to have to consider, like, is it worth having a frostbite? Can I just pay for it? Is there any point in blocking?
Oh,
But we're seeing a grasp being used here.
and Plunderun from, obviously from hand, so. Oh. CNC next turn potentially. So is this turn 3 already?
Yep.
And there's 40 life apiece. Gorganian Tome. Maybe you should have a Gorganian Tome in your list.
Could do.
That could actually be really good, right? Against Briar matchup.
Yeah, and you can even
you can crown it away.
Yeah.
Get it later.
That might be really insane.
Well, they don't call me the tech master for no reason. Bramble Fuse, lightning token. Presume that Bramble's a red one. So I think, is that a blue?
It's 8 damage physical.
Yeah.
So it must be a blue, yeah.
8 and 1 arcane, and he's got a tunic counter.
And it's got go again from playing 2
lightning
things.
token. So tunic to pay for a Rosetta after this, if not something better in his arsenal. Oh, is it the staunch red
from
again?
Arsenal.
Classic plays. So prevent the runes, prevent the arcane, shield. Oh wow. Taking all of the Rosetta this
Taking
time.
the Rosetta. Just want to play that Command and Conquer, I guess.
Yep. Fair enough. So he's keeping the arsenal there, so. And now he can't use Skullcap for full value either, so. It's a pretty good Command and Conquer, I guess. And you denied him an embodiment token, so. Of Earth.
Yeah, so it's possible a lot of cards will just block for 2 here.
It's a very.
Although I think there are quite a few 3 block non-attacks in the deck, so should be fine with a 2 card block.
In the spicy, earthy, mid-range Briar.
Oh no! Just loses the tome of
Oh,
Feindale.
wow. Okay, that's crazy. Must have a decent hand.
Or just can't play the tome anytime soon, possibly. Oh, Spellbound Creepers lets you play tome pretty reliably.
Yeah, if you can get go again on your attack. Anyway. Oof, in for 9. This definitely looks like a bigger hit deck.
Yeah,
this
you
Briar deck.
definitely wouldn't see a Blossoming Spellblade in the popular Briar decks now at the moment.
And didn't get a fuse here, but still.
Yeah, I think he possibly could have, but it would have been less damage overall, actually. Oh, it would have been the same amount of damage.
Blossoming's the double fuse though, is it?
Yeah.
So just thinking back, looking at Crown of Seeds, obviously it's a really amazing equipment anyway, but particularly in Oldhim versus, say, a generic sort of skull cap, you don't seem to be behind on life very often with the block out strategy.
No.
So I guess skull cap's kind of naturally worse in Oldhim anyway for that fact. So
yeah, it just doesn't block as much.
Amplifies the Crown to be even better because it's not conditional. Well, it's just conditional to having Arsenal. But
yeah, there's just no question. Crown is insane.
Yeah, I love it. I actually love a lot of the legendaries in Tales of Aria, to be honest. Whether it's like what's printed on them and, you know, the potential use, or even just some of the artwork is gorgeous as well.
Now some Enchanting Melody is doing some pretty good work here. I have a full 4-card hand and arsenal, and all I really do is attack to get rid of that Enchanting Melody, and that's all I can do really.
Nice. And I guess you know, it's a good just non-attack if they have a bigger hand as well for the lightning token.
Yeah.
Get the lightning token. Oof. Here we go. Channel Mount Heroic. Assuming he's got a Earth card, hopefully.
Yeah, currently there's nothing in there. I don't think it's usually very worth just playing a Mount Heroic,
If you can't
just to get one
alive.
turn's value out of it, because it's quite expensive.
Oh,
That's not an Earth card either.
oof. So he's just going for a lightning token and a big attack, I guess. Oh, a quite big attack. So is that a yellow Earthlaw Surge? That's an interesting play because
He definitely could have fused that Blossoming Spellblade.
yeah, and he also has no, like he has Go Again there, but then no resource I think to follow up with Rosetta at this point. So it's just like thwacking for what, 13?
13, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, a bit of a strange turn.
I mean, putting out big attacks, but from what we've seen of Oldhim, I wouldn't personally feel comfortable like trying to do that.
Yeah. And being able to, because definitely could have kept that Thunderstep around.
Mount Heroic.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
By pitching that Earthball Surge.
There's a Thunderstep. Blocking for
Just
4.
blocking 4, yeah.
Yep, nice. But we've seen like Vexing Malice being pitched and stuff, so I mean, I wonder if the general sort of premise of this Briar build is, you know, attacking for 8 to 14 a turn with a big attack, and then you're having to block out a good amount of that to survive, obviously, and then later game just chipping in with arcane and annoying attacks. So pitch the blue plunder in for later.
Yeah, and I guess this turn not actually having any attacks means that heroic not lasting another turn was pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit different game so far to the last Briar.
We're kind of just keeping pace with each other, and
a bit more tit for tat.
it's
but
here's an
no.
Oakenold fused with a pulse of Isenloft.
Oh, that's the dream. A dream play for Oldhim. Jeepers. So fused, we're looking at what?
Oh, and it's pummeled.
Oh my goodness. That's what you told me about.
Yes, that's
Holy
13 damage.
moly.
13 damage, discard a card, and then put 2 random on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Now, actually, something that I've not really thought about is it better to make your opponent put 2 at random first and then choose to discard 1, or is it the other way around? Which is better? Here we're doing the 2 random on bottom first.
Yeah, I think it's 2 random first is better, right?
Yeah, or yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably pretty similar.
Pretty similar, yeah. But it's just a bad time all round.
It's a bad time. Yeah, so that was a close tit for tat game, but now it's not.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well analysed there.
Yeah, thank you. I like to dig deep on my commentating. But it was, Oakenold's what, like 9 dominate?
Yeah.
With Fuse? And
and
say,
the average
2 cards gone and then you just pummel. It's 13.
It doesn't really matter what Briar you're playing, you're not going to be able to block that at all. So it's always going to be a beating.
That is crazy. And now just kind of back to the game we were at before.
Yeah, we're just playing the same game except
he lost a third of his life in one attack. Oh man. Those Guardians, you gotta look out for them. It's like doof, 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 doof. Kaboom! Doof,
It's
doof,
just like
doof.
you're always playing this Guardian, you're the beatdown always, and then suddenly you're not.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Man, Winter's Bite, I don't know if it's just draft, but I'm pretty sure it's CC. Like, that is actually a card, eh?
Yeah, well, it's just a 1-for-1 always, right?
Yeah, but, how often do we, look at our hands and we that's such an optimal play, I'm going to do this and this and this next turn. And then they just Winter's Bite you before they even attack, and you're just like, ugh! Like, it's just the card's gone from your plan before you're even facing down any damage. It's just horrible.
And some of the red and yellow ones can get 2 cards sometimes.
Oh, here we go. Channel Mount Heroic with an Earth card in the pitch. This is a nice turn.
This is a very good turn.
Was the plunder from Arsenal?
Gotta keep
We
paying
missed
attention
that.
to these things.
Yeah, sorry.
It would be, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's 2 arcane and 4, I guess.
With Go Again.
With Go Again.
Oh no, more than 4.
Oh, sorry, 7.
Wow. It's not often you see a blue Vexing Malice coming in for 7 7 physical. So I guess this is what we were talking about. With Mount Heroic and also Spicy build.
And causing just really awkward amounts of damage, because not going to be able to block all of this for sure.
Was probably a turn of 2 instances of 2 arcane as well, right? Vexing Malice is 2 arcane and Rosetta's 2 arcane.
Actually, I guess.
Maybe
Oh, I blocked for
plunder.
5, so that was a blue plunder.
Yeah, plunder from hand
Yeah,
or...
that was a blue plunder.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was just 5 damage. Blocked with a card from hand in an Oldhim reaction.
Vanilla 4, but later in the game that might be 8 dominate, that pitch card.
Yeah, we've seen Glacial Footsteps win games.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely closes things out. It's one of the few dominate cards that Oldhim has access to, and it's really quite valuable.
Yep. I mean, we know that Kale McCreath likes to fatigue people with Bravo, but I was thinking the other day that Oldham's sort of lack of dominate, I think, plays to his more fatiguing strategies. Because if you're playing like, big threatening attacks at them and they can block it, chances are they probably are. Yeah, they're just, I'll block with 2 or 3 cards, and you're like, cool, buys me another turn, burns out some of your deck.
Yeah.
Because when I've played a bit of Bravo myself, and you dominate something large, and then they still have a 3 or 4 card hand to come back at you with.
Yeah. Well, that's why Pummel's just so important, I think, in this deck, because if someone's just like, oh, well, this non-dominated attack, I'm just going to block all of it, and then you
Pummel.
get to push over some damage, maybe trigger some on-hits.
Interesting, yep. So it's almost like instead of Oldhim saying pay 2 resource, give this dominate, you're just like pay 2 resource,
discard
pummel.
something else.
So the heroic's gone now, which is always a shame, but it did some work. And he's actually evened things up a bit again now.
Yeah, life's come back to a bit more even. But I think that turn just declined to block at all from hand, so that's usually not a good sign if the Guardian player doesn't want to block with anything.
Let's see what you got for us, James.
Well, might just be... I mean, hopefully it's not just hammer for 4, because then it looks a bit silly. Oh god.
You don't look silly, mate. And it is sometimes that you have a play in mind and then you just change your mind. Not always advisable, but I think you'll get away with it this time. Oh, it's Sigil, so that's fine. I mean, you do love just dawdling around. So
it is a bit of a dawdle.
Keeping 2 cards in your hands like extra dawdle. And luckily he's just playing Autumn's Grasp, Autumn's Touch. Maybe a blue, looks like. Yeah.
It's just a blue, yeah. Not that great.
Those spinals aren't coming out often. They're just blocking all day.
Yeah. It's, it's not actually its best when you can't dominate it. It's just another attack that your opponent is incentivized to block.
Yeah. I guess playing Remembrance in Oldhim is quite interesting. Like, you can almost play a suite of, bigger attacks that are all block 3s that you're just blocking with, and then you get like midway, late way through the game, you can just shuffle back, almost tutor some big attacks back, shuffle them back. It's quite interesting.
I mean, even this deck's also playing So tomorrow, so
true.
Blocking with an Oakenold and then
CNC
the classic
pummel off the tunic. Oh,
discard a card and get rid of the arsenal.
Oh wow.
And suddenly there's just nothing going on the other side of the board.
And you've got an arsenal as well. he's just Arsenal pass. Lake Frigid. Oh.
Oh, I remember tuning. Oh,
Oh, we see it. The
See it,
Terra
Terra Sunder.
Sunder Winter's Whale. That's hype. 5
5 dominate and no armor.
Oof. And Frost token and
Discard 2
two
cards.
cards. Oh. So is Terra Sunder a discard, is it? Or is it
It's
bottom of
discard.
deck? Yeah. So just Oakenold's bottom of deck.
Yeah,
But Terra Sunder, they choose 2 cards.
they do choose 2 cards, so
Right.
it's
Double
they
pummel.
at least get to keep the best 2 cards.
Wow. That was hype.
Terra Sunder is just making Guardian decks actually able to reliably put pressure on.
Yeah.
Because previously you were like, oh, I can do a big hit, and then the next turn you're just like, oh, I can't actually do any damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now Terra Sunder is like bridging that gap, and you can just do big attacks all the time.
Yeah, crazy good card. And it just fits the Guardian. Well, more Bravo shell, I guess, even. But that 3 cost, 3 block, pitch 3. The classic trio
Yeah,
of
so you
3s.
don't play Anathos and Oldhim, so it's not quite as impactful with a 4 damage hammer, but still does well.
We like cards that can be used by multiple heroes.
So Command and Conquer coming in, but Crown of Seas can just rescue the Arsenal card at any time.
Yeah,
So
true.
Command and Conquer is basically just a vanilla attack.
Yeah.
With Crown of Seeds, you're basically never gonna eat an Arsenal card with Command and Conquer.
Ever. Not even to pummel. Pummel CNC.
Never, yeah.
Because you can respond. That's very good. It's lucky they made Exude Confidence a 0 cost and it couldn't be pummeled. Because that would be horrendous.
Yeah, depending how you timed it, yeah, definitely.
Oh, a Winter's Whale for 4 here, threatening a Frostbite
With a
token.
3-card hand.
Imagine that. Another a pummel. Oh. So how many pummels did you have in this event?
There was 6 pummels in the list.
Yeah. Blues or yellows?
Just blues and reds.
Blues and reds, yeah.
You could go up to 7 if you wanted to. I'm not sure if it makes the deck any better. You don't want to have too many pummels in hand.
Playing his Command and Conquer.
Yeah, just back-to-back Command and Conquers.
Block 6.
Block 6, yeah. Just had a 2 block in hand. Had to use the armor.
Blue Staunch for a normal 4 damage. So kind of like an Anathos, really, in that sense. If you're just pitching a normal blue.
Yeah. And, so the reason it's not advisable to play Anathos and Oldhim is because there's just so many cards that cost less than 3.
Yeah.
Especially the non-attacks like Polar Blast and So Tomorrow.
Love So Tomorrow.
It's just so good, yeah.
Does So Tomorrow put any action card?
It has
Or
to
is
be
it-
Elemental or Earth.
Or Earth, okay.
So it really only targets Oakenold usually.
Yeah. Still decent, eh? Especially
Yeah.
when it's just like a draw card out of Arsenal and whatnot
And
as
it
well.
activates the hero power.
Yes, yeah, true.
But you do have to be careful
Hero
about putting it in us. I guess not with Crown, but if you Arsenal a blue So Tomorrow, then you can't actually play it in the early game.
I mean, you're getting back to your pitch stack, I imagine, like every game.
Yeah, definitely. because Crown of Seeds and blocking with basically 3 cards a turn
Yeah.
means that you're always going to hit your pitch stack.
Yeah. So 5 go again here from E-Stroke, I believe.
Yeah, just had this.
Oh, Singeing Steel Blade. Another funny warrior reference, yeah. I feel like prior to Tales of Aria, I actually used to joke. It's even, I think it's on our channel, Fab Maniac channel, of like, you know, Sword of the Dark versus Sword of the Light. Like, you know, all this sort of memeing that like Rune Blades were just like dark warriors because they all had swords. And then they brought out Duskblade, which James White said in his announcement or whatever was like, you know, a meme off like Dawnblade. And then, Singeing Steelblade sounds a lot like Singing Steelblade. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But I do hope on that note as well with that not just any hero that can do arcane and physical is a Runeblade. Like in this sense.
Well, that's what they've been going with so far.
I mean, you could argue that Prism does some arcane damage, but I don't.
I'm sure they're going to release more heroes eventually, and they won't. They'll have arcane damage heroes that aren't wizards or Runeblades.
Yeah. That do physical though, or just all arcane?
Oh, they could do. Yeah, a mix, I'd say. Yeah, I reckon.
I mean,
Illusionist could just be that class.
Yeah. I'm still hoping for, like, say a druid class that has, like, defensive auras. Like, plays, like, auras that, you know, do stuff like offensive defense. Like, if they don't deal you damage in a turn, this aura deals 1 damage to your opponent and stuff like that. So you're just like, you're sort of like some weird Oldhim Runeblade like hybrid where like if you block out well you deal them damage back and stuff. With like,
mostly because I'm a Guardian fan, but I'd be keen to see an Arcane Guardian.
Yeah, Arcane Guardian. Yeah. Well, Druid, that would be it.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
You could imagine like Oldham's cousin, you know, from the forest. It's just like another vanilla 4 coming in, and Riley's at 3 life to 18, so it's ended up pretty similar to the last match, even with a different approach from Briar.
Yeah, it's just been too hard to break through the wall, and now it's just becoming a bit too hard to stay alive while also pressuring enough.
Yep. I mean, 4 attacks, like, pretty decent, right? It's the classic first break point that everyone talks about. And, there you go, leaking 1 damage. It's just annoying.
Yeah, and eventually it's just double blocking it, or a Tunic will have to die to save.
Force of Nature. Double Force of Nature. So what are they saying? Like deal arcane.
It's if a card with buffed attack deals damage, draw a card.
Right.
And this E-Strike for 7 go again is going to draw 2 cards if it hits.
Yeah, which it's not.
It's not, because of course it won't.
Why would it? Oh dear. And you've got 3 cards left. Is that, oh no, Winter's Past.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh,
I think I see
Pummel?
a Pummel in that hand.
This might be it here. I think we're going to see it here. Gear up, ladies and gentlemen.
Here it comes.
I think we're looking at a
Favourite way to end the game.
Pummel finish. Boom! It's Pummel! Wow.
Oh well.
So 18.
That's another game where Pummel on a hammer has finished it off.
Wow. So That took you to 5-1.
5-1, yeah.
There's one more round after this, eh?